Hey guys, Huz here. Today I'm going to bring you another commentary. This time I'm playing Diana mid. It's a champion I picked up, well, when she came on release I got the bundle. But back then it kind of didn't really fit the meta, because the meta back then was kind of Brand and Cassiopeia and Morgana, so she kind of, got bullied out of lane. With this kind of meta, it's a bit more, well, it suits her a bit more. You've got a lot of assassins in mid, you've got just general people that like to farm in mid, you don't have the people that keep poking people out of mid like Cassiopeia or Morgana, that type of thing. Now, Diana's a champion that, I have quite a lot of fun playing. I picked her up not simply because I watch professionals play. You've seen Reginald from TSM play Diana quite a bit, but she does have some personal. I like to play her. She's just fun. She's one of them champions I can always, just jump on. Now, in this season so far, I've done 3 games with her in ranked. It's not a lot, but I'm not someone that plays hundreds of ranked games, and my KDA on her is something around it's like 10, 3, 6 or something. It's around them lines. I don't really die a whole lot on Diana. I normally pick up fairly amount of kills. Now, I will admit, near the bottom you can kind of see this is a fairly short game, and it's not really a surprise. All the commentaries I upload, I do tend to try and make it a game that we win. Now, earlier on, I did want to show you that game of Diana, but unfortunately, LOL Recorder, I didn't have it on at the time, therefore I have to use this one, where, I can still teach you guys, and you'll be able to pick up a few things from this one as well. Now, firstly, I'm just going to show you what we're doing here. Now, I want to get a level 2 advantage on the Kassadin. So we're splitting a few of the camps. Bot lane helped our Udyr with Wolves and now Blue. Me and top lane did Wraiths, so we both get a bit of XP. Me more so than Renekton, because I took the big Wraith, where Renekton took maybe all 3 of the small ones, maybe 2 of them, I'm not quite entirely sure. Yeah, Diana versus Kassadin. Now, if you're against a Kassadin mid, he's either going to go Ignite if he's going to go aggressive, or if he doesn't think you're going to be able to get a kill, he's going to always go TP. Now, this is kind of, I'm not entirely sure, I think he was around gold level of ELO. As you can tell, this is ranked 5v5, so I'm not always placed with other platinums or diamond players. He was gold level, I believe, and he took TP on Kassadin. So that initially, I took TP as well, but that's okay on a Diana. I have a lot more burst than a Kassadin. If a Kassadin takes TP, it kind of tells you that he's not entirely confident at level 6 that he can get a kill, so he wants to pick up kills from other lanes. Obviously, Kassadin's a pretty good roamer anyway, but his TP's either going to be there to react to my TP, or my TP's there going to be reacting to his. Now, as for lane matchups in this game, now Diana versus Kassadin, generally I should win this lane. If he was permanently poking me, if we were permanently fighting, he'd win, because he has the silence, he has everything else. But generally, because I'm not letting him, as you can see, I'm pushing the lane up quite hard, so he can't basically fight me early, and then I should be able to scale better than a Kassadin later on. Now, top lane, it's Renekton versus Zed. Now, Zed has been used top lane a fair bit recently. Obviously, he's a mid laner that I like to play as well, but he can top. But this lane up, it's favoured for Renekton. Zed is a good champion, but obviously he's an assassin, and when you're going against a tanky Renekton, he can't really do much. Now, a jungler, as you can see right here, is an Udyr. Now, Udyr is, well, I'll basically say he's a beast right now. The changes and everything on him, he has really come into light, and you can go different builds on him. Most items work for Udyr, and he's just an amazing jungler. Now, for bot lane, we've got Ez and Thresh versus Graves Taric. Graves Taric's kind of a a common lane. Now let's just see if something's happening in mid. So we're just doing a little bit of damage to him. I got him fairly low, but then our jungler's fairly low, so just trying to get out. Udyr is pretty good at escaping. Now he burns flash, but it's to save staying alive. I get a bit more poke, and this happens. It's amazing. I get first blood, assist on Udyr. Now, at this point, and it's a good reason that this wasn't in VOD method, this is one of the reasons why I didn't do it, I was absolutely in hysterics. As, I'm not going to go rewind, you can rewind on the video, but you can see what happens. Basically, Kassadin goes greedy on the kill, and flashes for me under tower. And he takes one tower hit, and dies. That was a bit of fail play by our Thresh, but they basically bullied them both out of lane, or basically made them so they can't CS. So that is a pretty good lead for our bot lane. Their team, they've got Nasus jungle. Obviously, Nasus is a fairly popular jungle at the moment. He is being nerfed. He's on the PBE right now, and it's just been announced, I think it was today, that he's being nerfed. Now, let's take a little look at the CS. Now, it's only 5 minutes and 25 seconds, but let's just see how the CS is going. Obviously, around the 8-minute mark is when CS tends to pick up quite a bit, because that's when a lot of people go back for items, and they pick up, you know, a little bit more damage, so they'll be able to CS more, a little bit less pressure, that type of thing. You can see Renekton's just bullying the Zed quite badly here, and obviously Zed's got Fort Pop, but so does Renekton, so they kind of cancel each other out. And the Nasus is kind of just coming here. Now, I know I can just do a little bit of damage to him. Just a bit of free, but, you know, with his Q, he kind of heals, so not a great trade with Mitt on my part there. But yeah, CS-wise, sorry, I'm a bit ahead on Kassadin, not entirely a whole lot. Nothing to, you know, brag about because it's fairly low at this point. Bot lane's ahead. Yeah, but here we go, a gank, and we know he doesn't have flash. So, first blood. Oh, not first blood, that second blood, because of the first blood where we actually mean to get a kill. There we go. Now we're roaming bot lane, just seeing if we can do anything. This may be warded, but, you know, it's not. Now, we didn't know if this was warded. We didn't think it was, or our bot lane timed when they warded. But as you can see, it's like a couple seconds too late. So we came actually a bit too early. You know, if you're doing rank 5v5s, I would recommend trying to time as many wards as you can. If you're going to type it in chat, if you just keep a mental note, that type of thing. Now, I will go in a bit about 5v5s with our ranked team. Now, our ranked team is, we don't play a whole lot of 5v5 ranked. We're trying to do a little bit more of it. We have played a few tournaments like Go for LOL and that type of thing. We're just trying to find a bit more time to do it because, you know, with busy, everybody's being busy. Now, Renekton kills Zed fairly, you know, we expected that to happen. But yeah, with our 5s team, I think we're silver 1-5s or something, which I probably would say, you know, a lot of people say they don't deserve to be the ELO they are, but I'd say that is rather not the case, actually, for our bot lane, you know. Oh, this does not look good for our bot lane. And luckily he gets away. But yeah, our team at the moment is full of platinum and gold players, so, you know, we're fine if our 5v5 team simply gets gold this season, which we'll probably get in the next couple of weeks. You know, as 5s, we like playing quite seriously. We don't slack when we're playing 5s, but, you know, we're not going to stress or that type of thing about it. Everybody's, I would say, focused more on solo queue than ranked 5s, but I'd prefer to do ranked 5s and solo queue any day. Hate is a strong word, but I'd much rather not doing solo queue. It's an environment that will not be missed if it ever was taken out of the game, but it will never be taken out of the game because it's needed. Now, if we look what items I've picked up, now I'm going for an early Nash's Tooth. I like to say my quints and runes and everything on Diana. Now, Diana's runes are ones that a lot of people argue about, probably is the best word. Some people say attack speed reds are the best, some people say magic pen, hybrid, that type of thing. Now, my personal approach on this is I take attack speed reds, simply because I like getting objectives early and we like getting dragon, that type of thing. And the attack speed really does help if you're going for early objectives. I pick up an early Nash's Tooth, which obviously I've built the Fiendish Codex for. Build that into the Nash's Tooth quite early. Then I've got attack speed, CDR, a bit of AP, that type of thing, and hey presto, that's a pretty good core item for Diana. And then normally after that I actually build it into a Zhonya's Hourglass. I think Zhonya's Hourglass is a brilliant item for Diana. It's kind of like a TF, you can just jump into the middle of their team, bait out their ultimates if they have any skill shot ultimates, and Zhonya's, like, even if, say, in this team comp against us, I could bait the Kassadin coming back into me if he's running away, I could bait the Nasus running into me, I could bait the Zed running into me, using ult, and then I could just Zhonya's it, wait for my team to catch up, and then, you know, reinitiate the fight. Now, at this point, I'm fairly, you know, a bit stronger than Kassadin. I've gone for the Doran's Rings approach, which I'd normally do on Diana, as it gives her just, you know, that little bit of strength she needs early game. She's not a very strong champion early game, so it helps her quite a bit. So at this point, I'm just bullying the Kassadin quite badly with Q. Doing all I can, and I probably would say at this point I would probably think the Nasus is going to come for a gank, but he wards, and yeah, I've got a ward in here. But at this point, well, actually, this is the one point that I actually will rewind one of these, because that was rather bad choice of when I'm going to stop. So we're going to hear the Nasus walking past. As you can see, I'm just poking the Kassadin. And, you know, he's fairly low, so I know I can kill him pretty much any point I want. I go for the dive, flash, finish with R. Now I know the Nasus is right here. So, and he's ghosted. My team tells me he's ghosted, so I TP up here. Get a kill, burn 2 summoners, sure, but you know, at this point I'm fairly strong. But then immediately I tell my jungler, who's Galzuk on the Udyr, that I'm going to be so vulnerable in mid right now. It's unreal. With no summoners, no flash. Diana's fairly weak without flash. He hasn't got a great escape. A bit of a pink wall going on. Now, Gals is doing dragon. Bot lane's coming over to help him now. Now, for those who are asking, you know, I mentioned a bit earlier about these champions. Out of our team comp, all these champions that we are playing are fairly popular at the moment. And if you want to ask the question, are they the best at what they do? It's hard to say. All of them fill different roles. Now, Thresh is a multi-support champion. He can support in different ways. He can be an aggressive support. He can be a passive support. He can just wait till late game and be really tanky with his passive. You know, he gets just more tanky than all the other supports. Ezreal is always a good AD. You know, he's a solid AD. If you don't really know what to play, if you're not... I wouldn't say if you're not confident, but he's just, you know, one of them champions that you always can go to. He's kind of the new Corki. Now, if you've played LoL for a fairly long time, Corki was a monster back in Season 2. He was kind of the Ez of now, that you'd play him at any point, really, you can. But, you know, the AD scene is moving on to a bit more like, you know, Draven is the choice that I always pick. Varus has come into play. You know, some have dropped off. You still see Graves every now and then. You still see Tristana every now and then. You see Twitch more often now. Now, I am taking a fair amount of turret hits here, which isn't amazing. Now, Zed actually kills Renekton there because I think he goes for quite a deep dive. And with Zed's ghosts, he kind of was able to avoid the Renekton. Now, this bot lane, you know, they have got a fairly good burst to Graves Taric. That is kind of their strength. You know, with all the bot lane comps, if you go like Lulu Caitlyn, that's a poke comp. If you know, all the different comps. If you go Draven Thresh, that's a really brawling club because your Thresh can auto-attack fairly, you know, consistently. That type of thing. Now, the Nasus is coming in for a gank of me. My Udyr is right nearby. So we decided to turn on it. Now, you could ask why am I not really attacking. I'm simply just waiting for my spells. I need my R so I can get the double ult. Finish him off with Q. Get the Udyr. He's running out. Now, Kassadin tries to go for the Udyr, but with Udyr turtle stance, he was able to survive. Now I push up this tower as much as I can. I am looking to get this tower right now. I am trying to get the mid tower as I'll open the map, but then Zed turns up mid. Now, one thing I will critique about this Zed more than others is he played that so passively. Yeah, sure, he didn't have ult, but they really should know I don't have flash. I don't have TP at this point. I have basically no escape. Now, I thought they actually stole my blue here, but it was kind of me just failing. Missing the whole blue. Now, there's a Zed Ghost. Now, I thought he might have come over if he saw me at all and tried to kill me. But again, he's playing so passive for a Zed. I don't get why you play, you know, a Zed that passively. Now, Kassadin's TP'd bot lane. Obviously, the Graves survived with, like, no health. Now, I would say if these two focused this Kassadin at the same time, they might have been able to kill him. You know, that damage is quite high. You know, get a few of them off and he'll be basically dead. Renekton getting ganked by 2 people. Now, I do remember this, and this is actually really well played, so I'll focus in on this. So, Zed escapes. So, Renekton then turns his attention to the Nasus, gets a kill on him, survives. Really good, you know, all this. He's just baiting out time, waiting for time. Udyr's coming in. And bam. Survives a 2v1 gank, gets 1 kill out of the 2v1, and then our jungler picks up, you know, the other kill. Now I get mid tower, that will kind of make the Kassadin have to stay in mid for a while. That's one thing, you know, in mid lane you have to learn when are you going to take that tower. It's always good to take it against a roaming champion like Kassadin fairly early, because it denies them the opportunity to roam. And as I'm on a Diana that is a roaming champion as well as a Kassadin, it helps me roam basically, because mid's open, he won't get to my tower for a while. It allows me to go roam whenever I want. Now I know their blue's up at this point because my blue was not too far off. So I go in for it, but I don't know how, but I saw the Nasus. I remember this because this game was yesterday, and I saw this Nasus, so I run away. I do not know how I saw him. Maybe it's just a, you know, a thing when you are in, you get some vision. Get some vision of the blue. And yeah, there we go. I missed the blue, but you know, always keeping pressure in there. I forced 3 of them to go there just in case I don't go to steal it. Bot lane, they kill the Taric, which is nice. Now I'm just, you know, roaming, doing anything I want basically. Get their red, found the red in there. I'm going to hand it off to the Udyr. As it is good on Diana, it's better on an Udyr. You know, our Udyr doesn't have Gauntlet yet, which he does like to pick up on Udyr, as it does basically makes them unable to run away from an Udyr. Now, as I said, there are a lot of items you can build on Udyr. There's a lot of different builds, so... Now we're looking for the Nasus at this point. We thought he was in the mid lane, but you know, we just found him here. I missed my Q, which is bad on me. We're going for the Brawl because our bot lane is fairly near. Again, I'm just waiting for some cooldowns. Now, Udyr picks up the kill, is now on a spree, which is pretty good. Now this is, you know, fairly questionable by the Taric. You know, they know we're near here. Ez gets a triple ult off, and yeah, double kill. Now, I was going to base here. I didn't think we could catch him, but yeah, then on comms we kind of shout, yeah, we can get him, we can get him. So there we go, we get another kill. So now, if we look at the kills, let's look at an overall CS and kills. So we start with the junglers who are at the top. Fairly even, but obviously if you look at the difference, our jungler is on 506, theirs is on 030. AD carries, again, ahead on CS on our team. He obviously 303, and the Graves is on 110. Mid lane, myself, I'm on 405 with 128 CS. Currently second highest CS in the game, but still that is not great CS. That is nothing to boast about. It's kind of how this game's just kind of gone. This game's kind of gone kills rather than CS. If this game was lower on kills, you'd see a lot higher CS. That's kind of how it works. I think we're all just, yeah, we're going for Dragon at this point. But yeah, if we look at me comparing to the Kassadin, I'm a lot ahead on Kassadin. We'll go over gold in a minute. Support-wise, there's not much to say about supports. Obviously, he's just got 1 kill on him and 1 assist on him and 1 less death. Top lane, fairly big difference again, like mid. At this point, I'm praying I wish I had my R, which I did not. Where we didn't pick up the kill. Where if I had my R, that would have been an easy kill. But then, bam, picks him up with the ult. Pretty good ult by RS. So then, let's look at the gold difference. Jungler-wise, yeah, our junglers, let's just call nearly double, not entirely double as gold, but nearly. AD carry-wise, 2,000 gold ahead. Mid, 2,000 to 3,000 gold ahead. Yeah, 3,000 gold all ahead now. Supports, that's probably the biggest way to show, because they only get gold really through objective gold. So he's 1,000 gold ahead, which is a fair lot amount, you know, at 18 minutes. Top lane, 2,800 gold ahead. So yeah, this game has, you know, been quite a snowbally game, and as I will say, the team against us, I believe, all of them, or most of them, were of gold level. They might have been a platinum or something on their team. Now we're just running to get CS. Now our Thresh's, he told me on comms, he was panicking at this point. He was like, oh, I can't go around that way, I'll get stunned. And yeah, he manages to get out though. So yeah, this game's gone fairly good for us. I think it's nearly over. But yeah, you can just see general gameplay on Diana. I will say Diana's strength is not in lane. Her strength is actually in team fights. She is one of them champions that my AD carry, who's playing Ez this game, absolutely hates. He hates playing against Diana's simply because she can stick on the AD carry. Like, you hit a Q on the AD carry, you are into him. If they flash away, you can just R back on top of them. They can't get away from you. So she's such an annoying champion to play against, but a really fun one to play. Now, as again, I will say in this game, my normal build is Zhonya's after Nashor's, but in this game I found myself obviously fairly fed. Our team's fairly ahead, so I don't really need Zhonya's. So I've gone for the Haunting guys for a bit more magic penetration, so I may be able to pick more kills up. Now here I do use my TP and just secure a kill, getting another assist. Then we're just running around. Our crazy Udyr is going for another kill, trying to get a kill. He gets one himself, and there we go, there's a surrender into our victory. Now, I do like Diana, as I've said throughout this video, but I will say, guys, if you have a mid that you want me to play, put it in the comments, and if it's in my, well, every single mid is in my champion pool, but if it's one of those ones that I do find myself playing, I'll throw it up on the channel with a commentary. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and keep playing League of Legends.